I was a little late, but still I paused to take a breath outside the door. Crossing the threshold of this room felt like passing into another world, or another time. It was not wholly an illusion. The hands of the large clock which stood next to me in the passage were quite still, the pendulum motionless. I suspected they had slept like that for years. A voice came from inside the room. "Edith?" My hand fluttered up in a habitual but futile attempt to tidy my ridiculous hair. I reminded myself that it never did any good, and opened the door. The woman who sat in the bed surprised me, no matter how many times I visited her. Her skin was milky pale, and her hair was all heavy waves of auburn, with no traces yet of grey. I always had the impression that she was a queen receiving courtiers, her carved and green-curtained bed a throne. As was her custom, she wore a loose silk gown, just such as the ones that pre-Raphaelite enchantresses did. Today, it was the shade of an overcast sky. Helena Drake also wore a smile of gentle amusement. "You are late." "I saw the most extraordinary thing," I said, sitting on my accustomed chair. "A kind of river dragon, I think, laying eggs in the bank of the river, near the falls. Look, I've marked the place." I held out to her my little notebook. This notebook had been left with me by my brother George, with strict instructions as to the kind of observations I must make about all the dragon species that lived in the dale. I couldn't be expected to keep it as well as he would, of course, but until he returned to spend the summer holidays with us, the notebook would have to put up with me.